Hello and welcome back to Houseplant 101. In this video we'll be talking about feeding and why it's important for your plants. Now, feeding your plants is just as important as watering them. The soil in the pots will hold on to nutrients and make them readily available for the root system of your plant. Over time, your plants will use up all the nutrients in the soil, and with consistent watering, nutrients will be washed out. So it's important to top up your soil and create a nice fertile environment for the roots. Different plants have different needs when it comes to feeding. For your foliage plants, you want to opt for a feed that's higher in nitrogen. And for your flowering plants, you want to opt for a feed that's higher in potassium. So when buying your feed, it's important to check the label and see what NPK content it has. N standing for nitrogen, which is good for foliage growth. P stands for phosphorus, which is all about the root system. And K is potassium, which is for the flowers and the fruits. And cacti and succulents, they have their own specialist feed. So if you've got some of them at home, make sure you buy the feed that's fit for them. There are a couple of different types of feeds that you can use. There's your granular feeds, which you sprinkle a bit in the top of the pot, and every time you water, you're adding nutrition to the soil. And there's also a liquid feed, which you buy as a concentrate, you dilute it with water, and just water it into your plants as normal. Now, when to feed your plants is crucial. You only want to feed your plants during the growing season, from March through to September. Then plants go into a dormant phase over the winter, the colder, darker months of the year. And as soon as spring comes back around, get your feed out and it's back to business. So I'm going to do a quick demonstration on how to apply a liquid feed to this here calathea. So all I'll need is my concentrate, some water, and my watering can. So when you're feeding your plants, it's important to read the label on the bottle, and it tells you exactly what you need to do. So for instance, this one is 2 ml of concentrate per litre of water. So I'm just going to add in my 2 ml. Make sure it's well mixed. Brilliant. So now we've got our liquid feed solution, which I'm then going to add to my watering can. And now I'm going to feed my plant. Now when you're feeding, it's important to try not to overfeed, because overfeeding is just as detrimental as underfeeding. So if you feed your plants too much, it will show signs such as wilted leaves. In the summer, the growth will be stunted, and in the winter, the growth might be a bit lanky and a bit weak. You'll also be able to see some crispy brown spots and scorched edges on your leaves. And also, the feed can leave deposits on the outside of clay pots or on top of the soil, so leaving like a white powder. And there's also signs of underfeeding, such as your stems can drop lower leaves, flowers may become absent or poorly coloured, growth can be a little bit too slow, and there'll be little resistance to pests and diseases. Leaves can become pale and have sort of a washed out appearance, and there might be yellow spots present on the foliage. So, I've given you the basics of what you need to know when it comes to feeding your plants, and I'll see you next time.